Okay, sorry about that, guys. My camera had quite enough for that. And obviously, because this is my first real long video, I didn't know what point it would let me record to. You haven't missed very much. Isn't very much to miss, so you're fine. So yeah, I was just saying about girl guiding and about how we give opportunities to girls that they might not otherwise have. And I remember when I was at school, people comparing girls based on when they'd started their period, you know, and things like that, and totally out of your control. You know, there is absolutely nothing you could do about that. You know, if you were overweight, you could try and go on a diet. If you had, like me, red hair, then you could diet if that's what you wanted to do. But deciding when your period is going to start, I mean, that's not something you pick or choose, but apparently it made you more or less of a woman, you know, in the eyes of your peers. So, you know, it goes on all the time, doesn't it? So, girl guiding, girl only space, just means that if they want to talk about things like that, they can. If they don't want to talk about things like that, then we won't. Not a problem. But they'll do things in that space that they wouldn't do if there were boys watching. They're able to just be themselves just a little bit more. And I haven't got a problem with boys at all. All my best friends growing up have been boys. Obviously my husband is a boy. It isn't that, you know, and guiding, it's only like an hour and a half a week. So it's not about having a problem with the boys, because I think the boys need that same space as well. You know, I think that provision is needed for them too, where they haven't got the girls watching them, judging them. So that's what that's all about. I'm really passionate about my guiding. Really love it. And we do some pretty cool things. And we do a lot of things around food. So that's also good. So that's a massive part of my life. And then at the moment, another massive part of my life, speaking of food, is that I'm on a diet. I'm only little, so putting weight on has a big difference, a big effect on me. I don't need to put a lot of weight on for it to have an effect on me. And when I was in Kenya, I knew you should really go on a diet, but you don't really say anything. I just kind of thought I got a bit of a belly, but nothing really. But I tell you, when I saw the photos, I thought, wow, I look chunky, actually chunky. Now I've never been chunky. I've always been underweight. So I found it a bit scary, to be honest. When I got back from Kenya, I thought, no, I really need to do something about this. So I signed up for a club, and I am doing a proper hardcore, you know, go to weekly meetings, get weighed sort of diet. And it's working. It's super working. So literally I got back from Kenya on, I think, like the 3rd of November. And then, so I got back at the weekend, and the first meeting was the Tuesday. I just started as soon as I got back. So I've been doing it since November. I've lost over 2 stone now. I only need to lose a couple more pounds and I'll be at my target weight. So I didn't need to lose a ton of weight. I'm not saying that I did. But I didn't want to get to the point where I went to the doctors and they would say to you, have you thought about losing weight? I don't want to have that conversation with somebody, and surely it's better to make those changes sooner rather than later. And I'm not even really a foodie person. My problem is sugar. Sugar all the way. So desserts, cake, ice cream, not so much chocolate, but you know, don't go around turning it down. But yeah, obviously sugar is not something that you want to be. I didn't mean to call that bit that colour. Oh my goodness. I just decided I would do this background bit this colour, and then once I made sure I was on screen, I then proceeded to colour this bit. I don't know. Drive myself mad. It's like when you're not listening, Catherine. The rest of us decided that we were doing this. Where were you? Don't know. My mind had wandered away, which happens a lot. My mind wandering. I do struggle with concentrating sometimes. And the reason why I really enjoy colouring, you can let your mind wander. You know, I know people do it for mindfulness and things like that. I can't do mindfulness. My mind is always buzzing with stuff. Always buzzing. So I can't do this thing of relax your mind, let everything leave your mind, and if a thought enters it, acknowledge it as entered, and then let it go. No, I can't let it go. I've turned it into a full story. It's turned into an event, a thing. I can't let it go. Yeah, craziness. So yeah, because of what's happened at work, I reckon, I'm just not sleeping. My sleep is terrible. So I really enjoy sleep. It's like one of my favourite things. And normally, you know, outside of lockdown, on a normal week, I'd want to be going to bed between 9, 9:30, and then the alarm would wake me up at 6:30. I could probably sleep till 7:30. So you can see how many hours sleep I would like to get. Oh my goodness. At the moment, I'm just lying awake until like 2, 3 in the morning. Well, then, of course, the next day you don't want to get up, do you? So you think, well, I didn't sleep, I'll have a lie-in. Well, I think my cycle is totally out of sync now. You know, so like, I'm not going to be tired at 9, 10 o'clock, am I? Because I only got up at like 10:30 in the morning. So I'm just kind of pushing my bedtime back and back and back. So I'm ending up in a bit of a mess. So this morning, I tried my hardest, didn't do very well. But this morning, I got up at 8 o'clock. I snoozed the alarm so many times. So my alarm goes off at 6:30. I'm planned on snoozing it till 7, maybe 7:30. That would have been 7:30 when you're on furlough. That's all right, isn't it? Can do that. But no, I dragged myself out of bed at like 8 o'clock. And then I feel really rough all day because I haven't had anywhere near enough sleep. And then you do that thing where you go to bed and you just lie there staring. I could go to bed now and I'd get an hour's nap in and I'll fall asleep really quickly. I don't know what the difference is. I really don't. I don't get it. So my brain isn't wired properly. So some of the things that I say and do are weird, and it's because my brain isn't wired properly. So I have social anxiety and I have depression. I'm on tablets for all these things, which is great because it's keeping it all under control. But like, I'm on beta blockers to keep my stress levels down. So obviously they're being pushed to the max, aren't they? With redundancies and stuff. I'm not concerned about that at the moment, let's say. So we'll see what happens. So I'm just in the living room at the moment, taking advantage of the fact that Mark's out, because I cannot possibly talk with him overhearing it. That is way out of my comfort zone there. I can't do that. No. And yet my job involves, I've done assemblies before of like 300 children. That's fine. That I can do. I used to be a dance instructor. Taught people how to dance. Not a problem. And then part of that same job, danced on stage in front of an audience. Not a problem. I'm nervous and stuff, don't get me wrong. But like, it don't freak me out. But to try and do this while Mark was in, or anybody else, I wouldn't be able to do it. No. So what I love about mandalas is that you can pick any colours and they will work, because the repetition then links them. Often what I'll do is I'll use an app that I've got on my phone, I think the app I've got is called Pigments, but it really doesn't matter. Any freebie app will do, or on a website. Pick a random palette. And I'm colouring with Sharpie, so you can even match so closely with that, really. Like if it shows you a shade of brown, there's only brown, you know, so that's like the end of that, isn't it? But it's fine. Just go brown then, not a problem. And then I'll just do the mandala with those colours, and they always come out looking amazing. So once I've finished this book, I will upload a finished book flip through. I think once you've finished a book, to just then shove it back on the shelf without acknowledging it, that's a bit sad. That just seems a shame to me. So even if you don't think anybody's going to watch a video of you flicking through a book that you finished, still feel that I want to record it for prosperity's sake. It's like when I do a jigsaw and I finish a jigsaw, especially if it's a really hard one. I did one jigsaw, I can't tell you how hard it was. Oh, I can't tell you. It took me weeks to finish it. It was so hard. Well, to then crumple it all up again. Heart-wrenching, isn't it? But I don't really want to glue it and stick it on the wall. It really wasn't that sort of picture that you could do that. So I found that if I photograph it and post it on Facebook and Instagram, I feel happier about tearing it apart. Because it wasn't all for nothing. You know, I have kept hold of it, celebrated my hard work, and that's how I feel about when you finish a book, that you want to celebrate your hard work. So I will post it. Don't feel you have to watch it. I'll just watch it over and over again. Oh dear. So I'm gonna upload a collection of videos showing my colouring book collection. I'm going to be doing it a little bit differently to what other people have done. I do have quite a few books, but I don't have like bazillions of them, and I probably haven't got anything overly exciting that you haven't all seen before. Yeah, what I'm going to do is they're going to be small, going to be quite short videos, maximum half an hour I would have thought, but probably shorter than that. So I'm going to split them into different categories. So there might be a theme, like colour by number, might be an artist, something like that. So they'll all be connected in some sort of way. And I'm going to do a full flip of every book that it's worth flipping. I mean, there's no point in flipping a mystery book where it's literally squares, is there? So I'll do something different for them. I'm going to do a full flip. And I'm going to put it to relaxing music. So if you've ever watched one of those AMSR videos, make you all tingly and relaxed, it's going to be like that. So the plan is that you'll still be able to hear me flipping the pages, so you'll have that beautiful repetitive sound going on, very organic. But then I'll have some really relaxing music on there as well. So there's going to be a lot of parts to this. I'm not going to number them, because who's going to watch collection video number 25? You know, that's going to put people off, so I'm not going to number them. So there are going to be a lot, and it's going to take a while, because I don't want to like upload 50 videos all in one go. So there'll perhaps be 1, maybe 2 a week, something like that. It's going to take a while. It's all about the journey. Really selling this, aren't I? It's going to be a beautiful thing. But indeed, by the end of it, you will have seen my entire collection. So, of course, you can mute it, you can speed it up. You can not watch any of it. You can avoid the Jade Summer ones. You know, if you've already got every single Jade Summer colouring book, then you don't need to watch a flip through of them, do you? Equally, I love watching collection videos. If somebody puts up a collection video, I love watching them. And a lot of the books I'll already be aware of. Either I'll own it, it'll be on my wish list, or I've already dismissed it. But I enjoy watching them on the off chance there's something I wasn't aware of that I can add to my wish list. So yeah, so keep your eyes peeled for those as well. And if you're enjoying this world of gibberish, then do make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Thank you for joining me and watching this video. As I say, it is the first colouring chat I've ever done, so I'm a bit pressured of what to think to say to you. The more I do, the easier they'll get, the more they will flow. So please stick with me. And certainly, once I get out of lockdown a bit more, I will have some amazing things to tell you, because my life normally is just bizarre. Things will happen to me and I don't know where that's come from. Like the kids in the schools will like do weird things or ask you crazy questions. So, you know, yeah, I want you to ask me questions. Of course, ask me questions. Miss, what happens when you die? Oh. And like you're always saying, no question's a silly question. Ask anything. So then you try and think, well, do they want a religious answer? Should I be saying you go to heaven? Or do they want to literally know what's going to happen to your body? So like you're going to start rotting? Or do they want to know, you know, well, we'll call the doctor and the doctor will come. So that was a good question. You know, I enjoyed that one. Here we go. So, what do you think, guys? I think those colours have turned out quite nicely. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. I've enjoyed doing this book, and of course, because I'm finishing it, I have done the picture at the front. If you're the sort of person that enjoys doing these weird pictures that aren't really meant to be part of the colouring book, then you can join in with my hashtag that I always put on those images, which is hashtag colour_every_page. So if you like doing things like that, then do feel free to use that hashtag, and then every so often I can see how many other people there are who are so desperate to colour that they're colouring things that weren't intended to be. So we can do that together. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me, guys. Do subscribe, like and comment below on this video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!